What is up, guys? It's Professor Clues here, and yes, this is episode 3 of our career mode of Atletico Madrid. And at first last episode I got my latest signing, Morales, and I didn't really have much of a budget left, but I was thinking of maybe selling a couple of players, maybe buy another one. And I was looking to sell Thiago for sure, because he was 31 and just rubbish pretty much. And the other big sort of valued player I was looking to sell was Miranda, and if I was to sell Miranda I would get a centre back. That was my aim really. And then we came up against this French team, Rennes, I think that's how you say it, and we won 2-1. But the big disappointment about that game was I had Turan injured. I couldn't believe it, and 5 months out. That's like half a season. I couldn't believe it. 5 months in a friendly, he's out injured. Ridiculous. Maybe that's a lesson to learn, to use your reserves in friendlies. And as you can see, the sort of newspapers, I suppose what you could say. They think I'm going to come second, or that's what they believe. And we get our offer for Miranda, and it's a bit of a strange name, I must say, because that's a girl's name really. From Liverpool, we got it from Liverpool. And I said no, I wanted 8.3 million. And then we faced Bayern and we won 2-0, which I was kind of surprised about. But they wanted 7.5 million, Liverpool, so I went down to 8 million. I think it was 8.3 million the first time. So it was 8 million this second time. But I don't think they accepted either. They still wanted the 7.5 million, as you'll see coming up. Yeah, they still wanted the 7.5 million, so I was going to go for the minimum of 7.8 million, see if that would work. And then I actually got an offer from Manchester United for one of my young right backs, and I was really surprised they wanted that, so I just accepted that because it will get me a bit of money. Not much, but half a million would do. And we're just gonna skip a few days, and we actually get another offer for Mdoy. I think we got one from Inverness, we got one from Kilmarnock, so it seems the Scottish are interested in him. But I think I counter offer and actually asked for what his value, which was 300,000, pretty much. So I just put in that, and I think they accepted the counter offer, and that allowed me to get some 10G. Yeah, we love a bit of G, don't we? Gamer score, whatever you want to call it. And as you can see, coming up on my calendar, we are going to be playing Levante in our first game. And they're an alright team. I think they're sort of mid-table. I'm not too sure, really. Don't really put a lot of research into the Liga BBVA. It's only really the top 4 I know. It's usually like Valencia, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Real Madrid. And we sort of switched the team a bit because it says Adrian is in the attacking mid position, where I don't really want that. I want Morales and then Adrian up front. And that's sort of what I did pretty much. And we just got into it, and like I said, they've got alright players. They've got Martins, who's just super fast, but look at this, 44 minutes just before half time, and just look what happens. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was offside. I don't know what it was, but it was just so disappointing to concede just before half time. And then second half, look at that for a chance from Miranda, header, hits post and across the goal. Couldn't believe it. But then in the 55th minute, of all people, Papa Diop scores against me to make it 2-0. I couldn't believe it. With a team that the board wants me to come first, I'm losing 2-0 to a side like Levante. I couldn't believe it. Then I got this shot blocked or deflected out for a corner. And then the corner comes in, and Falcao, obviously, when it hits his head, it's just a goal, and we got one back, which was just fantastic. And see if we could get another one back. Falcao, obviously, just amazing in the air, 90 heading, I think it is. And then Morales running down the line, and then he gets tackled and out for another corner. What could we do with this? But they make the sub first, and then the corner comes swinging in, and Falcao meets it again for his second. Both very, very similar goals, and that just makes it from 2-0 down to 2-2, should I say. And then watch this front error there, And then they have a chance, but watch this for a double save. Fantastic. And that's the last highlights I have for this game. That was the only really interesting things about the game. But 2-2, I'm slightly disappointed, but I'm sort of happy that I managed to get a draw from being 2-0 down. And then we got offer for Thiago, which I happily accept because he's 31 and he's not going to go much further, is he? But what I was really shocked about was this offer by Manchester City for Falcao. Look at that, 43 million. But I was really determined to keep this guy, so I actually counter-offered and asked for 55 million because I really felt he was just going to be just so influential in this season if he was to keep him. So that's what I did. I asked for 55 million, and there we go, Thiago being sold. But as you can see, I had rumours in my shortlist, and apparently Valencia were interested in him, but I wasn't really bothered about that at all. That didn't bother me. But the next message, I was shocked to find that they agreed to pay 55 million for Mr. Falcao. I could not believe it. I just sold my best striker, or my best player, the best striker in the bloody game, for 55 million. And I was shocked, but instantly I had to get a striker to beef up the striker position. I couldn't just leave Adrian on his own. I know I had that Diego Costa, but he wasn't really going to be much of a threat. He's pretty slow and sluggish, and it was just rubbish pretty much. I was looking at Lewandowski, but I didn't think he would have much more potential. Roos, but he recently joined the club. Also Cavani. But then I came across Neymar. I mean, who hasn't heard of Neymar? Oh my goodness, he is just one hell of a player on this game. Just such a threat. Just 5-star skills. 91 pace, 91 dribble. Just incredible stats. 88 attack position I saw there. And I was just looking at positions he can play. He can play striker. But I thought anyway, he can just play centre forward. I can just make it in a 4-2-3-1 formation. And they wanted between 33 and 37 million. So I paid 37 million. Hopefully I could pick him up for that price. But they didn't find it acceptable, that price. So they wanted 42 million for him, which is a lot of money and takes a big chunk of my price. But he would be such a brilliant sign. I just knew it. I know his potential's like to 91, but he could probably go further if he plays so well for me. At first, I was going to pay the 37 million, then I was thinking of 42 million, should I say, and then I was thinking doing 37 million plus another player, and I didn't really see anyone that I could give away that would. There's the young players that wouldn't really improve the price much. And then there was the sort of players that might be important if people got injured. So I just couldn't really give away anyone. So I just went with the 42 million. I couldn't be bothered. I really thought he'd be a good player. And then we just skipped straight to our next game, which is Bilbao, who are a real good team. They're in the top 6, I would say. Generally, certainly top half of the table, 9 times out of 10. And then this is the only chance I showed in the first half, hitting the side netting. So it was pretty boring. It was a boring game, never mind a boring half. As you can see, we're in the 89th minute, straight into the 89th minute, because just watch this guy around weaving in and out, and then a cross by Juan, and then Christian Rodriguez. Oh yes, goal Lazo, 90th minute. What a header, in off the post. Oh, I couldn't believe he actually scored that. The way he just flung himself at it, and then it just hit the post. Wow. And that actually finished 1-0 in the 90th minute. And then we get our transfer offer accepted. So I gave what Neymar wished for, which was 110k, which is a lot of money. But I was willing to pay it. And he was obviously going to be a crucial player because he was just going to be the best player that we've had apart from Falcao. And then we get the contract accepted, and that's pretty much it for this episode. Managing to sign Neymar after selling Falcao. Wow. What do you think about that, guys? Signing Neymar for Atletico Madrid. But that's pretty much it for this episode. So if you enjoyed this video, it would be great if you liked it, and it'd be even better if you subscribed. But thanks for watching, guys. Peace.